You're live now.
All right.
Now we have it.
We are live. We are good.
Now we have it. Yes.
We have the audio running. So I will call this meeting to order at, what do we got on the clock? 7:02.
7:02.
Outstanding. If we can hit a roll call.
Councilmember Deb Cassini-Klein,
Here.
Matt Castillo,
Here.
Rick Burchett Williams,
Here.
Adam McDowell,
Here.
Valerie Wright Taylor,
Here.
Diane Law,
Here.
Mayor Paul Henrat.
Here.
Council President.
I am here. Look at that party. We went right through that. Went pretty smooth. Feels a little different today. We're in the in our actual workshop. Haven't done this in a long time. Open it up to public. It's a good day, I think. All right. That being the case, we will do what we always do, which is listen to our taxpayers and residents. If you can, please state your name and address. You have 3 minutes to speak. And what am I missing?
Did want to mention that we did have an executive session.
Oh, yes, of course.
Purposes of litigation.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor, for ensuring that I cover the key points of the world that I always forget. Right. So as he said, we did have a brief executive session to cover litigation issues. Took place just before our meeting began. That being said, we will roll into public comment, and I'm going to start in the room, if that's okay. We have people in the room, so we can start with either one of you, if you'd like to have a comment.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kate Kerrigan Hill. I live at 1441 Joel Road. And my question is there a date known when the developers, council, and the residents can meet to discuss what is best and beneficial for this site? That's my question.
Since there's not a lot of folks, I will simply say that the developers, whoever they are, and the owners exist in their own world. You know, it's not really government space to tell developers, you know, who to meet with. I think who's the owner is well known. So you certainly can reach out to them, or anybody can reach out to them if you want to have a conversation with the owners and whoever they're looking to be developers. Currently, as you know, there's litigation going on, so I can't speak to that at all. But I can say that any resident, you know, I think there's no question about who the owners are. It's been public that NAI is the ownership. You or anybody else is welcome to reach out to them and see what they have to say.
Great, thanks.
Welcome. Is there any others on public comment?
Just at this point, we don't have any hands raised, but we do have a special guest.
Yep,
So
that's
just to fly the flag.
that's next on the lot. That I'm going to close public comment, knowing that there's none, and we'll move on to Mr. Dale.
Thank you. Thank everyone for their time. Alex and I have been talking back and forth about having me come in just to talk a little bit about what we do, about what our working relationship is like with Churchill Borough, how much we appreciate the work, and hopefully it's a two-way street in those regards. I have a little bit of something to pass out. If you guys would like to take one and you can hang on to it.
Thank you.
Sort of a show and tell of what our company does. The municipality of Churchill is the only municipality that we work in terms of providing a public work service. It is really it's really important to us, our company wide, and it's really handy to us because it works hand in hand with the rest of our operation. I think one thing that we do that is probably the most important would be snow removal. And because the rest of my company is so heavy in equipment, or as we call it, iron, you know, we're very heavy in excavation and dump trucks and that type of thing, that when there is a bad occurrence, we generally, hopefully, fingers crossed, never run out of resources. So that's the main thing. And I think the most important thing that we do is provide that number one snow removal service. In addition to that, we're here, we work hand in hand with Ralph in maintaining storm sewers, sanitary sewers, assist Ralph with the Pennsylvania one call system, and then day-to-day operations, which could be public safety. You know, there's an accident on the parkway, which happens so often. our guys that work for me are also volunteer firemen here in the community. So they assist in that regards. And, you know, I don't want to go on and on like I tend to do, but, you know, the relationship is what we're really all about. Because nowadays, push the button on the computer, send the number. If you're the low man, you have the job. If you're not the low guy, you know, then it was nice knowing you. And we understand the importance of value, and we try to do our best to keep those numbers where they are. But really, it's about relationships. I enjoy working with Alex and Ralph and everybody.
Okay. Questions, folks, for Giuliani? I will say first, thank you, and I know, I remember when you guys came on, right, and the change. It's been, you know, from my vantage point, it's been a great relationship. I'll tell for the council, we went through a change. There was a big conversation about change. You know, boroughs don't like change generally, but the relationship has been great. So I appreciate the words.
Same. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for
coming. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Use all. Well,
Thank you, Alex.
take care.
Bye-bye, thank you.
All right, moving forward in the agenda, we've got second special guest. We have second special
I
guest.
don't see him in there. While we're doing it, I'm gonna look for him one more time in the, in our attendees. We have 13 guests out in the, you know, in the
Absolutely.
attendees. And I don't see his name, which could be, maybe have some work to do.
It's also that, right?
Woodland Hills, he's met with council. He'll meet with any of you anytime. And if you haven't, go down and get a tour of the station. Ralph or I can arrange that for you at any time.
Yeah.
If you took advantage of that map, we can show you the ambulances that service the community and the kind of work they do. But one of these days, we'll get Frank here and it'll be a pleasure for him to be able to meet you all.
And it is the kind of thing where, you know, when you got work to do, you're not gonna be on a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, unfortunately Frank couldn't somebody able to make it time.
Not a worry. That moves us on then to item number 3, which is, I suppose we can do that now, right?
Mhm.
So somebody wants to make the motion, we can work through item number 3. Anyone? Anyone?
Sure.
Go ahead, Brooke.
I would like to make a motion to approve the settlement of the civil action filed by Danielle Weaver against the Borough of Churchill, filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. That I read at GD-21-13071, challenging the compensation of the tax collector and establishing a salary for the current term of the tax collector in the amount of $6,000 per year.
Second?
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Matt. Any discussion? Is there any comment that needs to be made, Mr. Solicitor?
As a matter of fact, I think I'd prefer that, you know, we move forward without comment.
That's why I point to you. That being said then, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no opposition, will stand as a roll call, or we're good without roll call, so thank you. Motion carries. That moves us on to number 4. I don't know if anybody had any discussion or points on anything. Roll these together a bit. Anything on minutes, anything on report, or anything on any of the various agency reports? All right, nice and easy. Moving us forward to government management, you'll see there's a couple things, and then in a little bit more kind of detail. So this was the discuss about the resolution for the grants. So I don't know if you want to kind of give a high level of it. I think it's pretty straightforward, but
We've covered these in past meetings,
Mhm.
and basically we're going to be applying for grants to do an active transportation plan for the borough. This was something that comprehensive plan, you know, contemplated as an implementation step. And both Monroeville and Wilkins, our partners in the comp plan, have finished their active transportation plan. So we don't want to be the odd one out. We want to get busy with ours.
good there, unless there's comment.
I do have a question. The grants, you're writing the grants?
So we're working with Gateway
Okay,
and they're helping us to put those together and really Gateway has a great staff member besides Dennis who's been putting a lot of work into it.
Great.
So very, very thankful for that.
Kathy Frankel was previously with the DCNR for 26 years.
Yes.
And she was kind of the one that went through for DCNR. So she understands the
Grant,
grant world very
perfect.
well. And so she's been very, very helpful with that.
awesome.
She knows process of it too, not just the writing.
And she knows the people.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
She knows-
Because I know that makes a huge
Turns out
difference.
that is,
Yeah.
you do grant writing, that is.
Yes, that makes a world of
Who
difference.
can
Especially
often
the-
making more grants than once.
The Walk Works application is really designed for a lot more mixed use urban
Okay.
areas.
Yeah.
And it's going to be kind of a challenge for them to give us a grant, but we hope we can be successful.
Can I ask, what's the time frame? Like,
Right.
once you submit the grant, what is typical?
Fall and award it late fall, winter, and next year get it going. It's
Yeah.
not fast.
And that is
Yeah.
typical for
Yeah, that
grants.
grants, yeah.
Yep.
6 months.
It's not that.
And sometimes even when they say the date, it can be after that,
Yeah.
so.
We're
Sometimes you can
we're
get
still,
quiet notification.
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
we applied for the ADA
Yeah.
for this building and we still would hurt by now. We haven't.
Yeah.
We just haven't settled the dust yet. So.
That's
Okay.
grants.
And anything on new
Thank you.
intern? What do you want to,
We're going to be interviewing a local government academy.
Oh, great.
Grant option for us to revert for an internship. And we could use a larger pool. It's a talent. In fact, someone, when we told them the wage, he said not interested.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, it's great.
Used to be interns, you would just. you
Free,
would have to get the
free,
experience.
Yep.
Now they're like, nah, we want more money.
8% inflation.
Yeah.
all things are true. Nonetheless.
Question on that. I mean, that's paid for through,
We'll pay for it and get reimbursed a portion of it up to a certain hour. So if we go over those hours, then we'll just do that. But we budgeted for that.
okay.
Actually, the grant we did not anticipate needing, so it's all, we budgeted, I think, for some hours at
Okay.
$16 an hour.
Does that mean we have an opportunity then to raise the compensation to be more
Yeah,
competitive?
one person who turned us down immediately, I kind of said, okay, so what were you thinking of?
Yeah.
Maybe he has other ones in line, and they didn't get back to you yet. So,
Okay,
But
but we'll have some
mean,
flexibility.
I feel like $16 is really competitive for an
Right.
intern.
Here, that's what we budgeted. but
Yeah,
The LGA, not that it isn't a rule, but they started 12.
Oh,
But again,
yeah,
a lot of us remember what it was like to be getting an internship.
yeah, but
yeah, but not anymore.
16
12 is not.
$16,
That's what we're moving it.
15 sounds pretty.
that is really good.
How many applicants do you have currently?
We just have two.
Just two. Okay. And when are you looking to start?
Well, they would like us, the LGA has really good training for them, and that's the unique thing about the program, because you get into their world as well, so you get exposure to a lot of other interns, a lot of other projects,
Right.
and they want to do that training at the beginning of June, so we have time, but it is May, it's like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that's, internships function that way, right? Like you get access to things that after your internship, you
Yeah.
have the ability then to move forward, and that was part of the benefit. But
So if you know young
I'm an old
people,
man.
Have you,
send them our way.
I'm sure you've already done this, reach out to Gispia?
So we participated in a job fair down at Pitt,
Yeah,
and we've actually taken the extra step and reach out with some of the professors we
Yeah.
know in some of the programs, including CADM as well and other schools.
Okay.
Because it really, as you might remember from your experience, a lot of the professors will push you
Yeah.
towards you. And it kind of helps because they vet them,
hmm
yes,
Would it be a full-time internship?
Yeah.
Like Monday through Friday?
a lot of hours.
And do they get college credit for it too?
Well, it depends on how they do on their
on
side.
their end, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just let me add that, our experience with LG interns in the past has been really good. They come, they work hard, they are competent, and they do the job they're being asked to do. And I like the idea that people who want to get involved in local government with a borough like ours, they walk away from that experience with an awful lot of information. And I like the fact that we can do that for them.
standing.
It's not just doing the work for us.
I agree wholeheartedly. Any other discussion on that? All right, any kind of questions, comments on any kind of committee reports that have been submitted thus far? I will say that the generally late report didn't encompass the regional policing under GRC, management GRC, not under public safety, just as a point. Came late, as you know, so I sent it to you on Teams, but
While we're talking about that, in the binder, there was an index with links. And that was a link I screwed up. Sorry about that, rushing to too many things on Friday afternoon trying to get that done. But there's if you look at right after the agenda, there's a page that has really all the links to all the documents that are there. Hopefully that helps you navigate it a little better, but I'm always looking to improve. And hopefully.
Thank you, Alex. Thank
I was just
you.
gonna say, it is wonderful. I love the links. I'm able to just click in and it pops up. So thank you for
Very
that.
easy.
Very easy.
any other discussion on?
I had one thing to add for the Climate Action Committee, just a point in the Climate Action Committee report. It was not just the Churchill Valley Greenway, but also Bullock's Penn Park where they were planting the trees.
Oh, yeah.
They
Okay.
kind of run together, so I skipped that in my report. Just want to make it clear, Bullock's Penn's also had trees planted.
They do run together.
Yeah,
I mean, they're-
literally right.
That's what I'm saying
When I say
about that,
Churchill
so-
Greenway, I meant that and Bullock Penn. So.
Outstanding, outstanding.
There were
And-
90 new trees planted.
That's
on April
amazing.
23rd.
That's great.
Stuff.
That's great.
So I guess on infrastructure side, there's been a couple of things coming out. I know one of the projects that's had some interest and discussion lately, it was part of the funding that we applied for grant funding is, building out female locker room for our police. That's something we did start the process of getting some quotes for what the design services would look like for that. And then I think we had one contractor that based on our study gave us kind of a rough number, but
And I did ask Joe.
Okay.
Joe Bigliotti, they may give us a number as well,
okay.
which could take the dynamics on how we do the oversight.
Right. Well, and I think the one quote that came in, I'd imagine that, it was done based on probably 25% plans. So it's going to be rough, but, I wouldn't be surprised for everything down there, 30 to 50,000 to build that out, get the design, all of our permitting and mechanical, electrical, all that stuff. So it's a fairly significant project, but it's been in the works. We had the original study done and we're going to continue to move that forward.
And then,
The three committees, really, the infrastructure,
Your choice.
finance, and governance.
For human relations.
yeah, your choice. You, me, I don't care.
As far as the Human Relations Commission is concerned, we do have 5 candidates. We're in the process of discussing how we're going to stagger them as far as their term. And so we will have a definitive answer by next week as far as who we would like to appoint, how long they will serve, and then the larger body will be able to vote.
Anything else on the on committees?
One other thing for infrastructure I'll mention is, we had worked on a draft lateral ordinance back when Kevin was still on the infrastructure committee about a year ago. We had that on hold because of the impending wet weather guidance, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, that's probably getting pushed a couple years. So, the committee spoke and we believe that it's best practice to get that implemented now, ahead of time and start to move that forward. So we're going to be revisiting that and you can expect in the next month or two, we'll probably have a recommendation.
Cool.
Now, is that lateral recommendation going to be that homeowners need to have their sewer lines cambered before they sell their home?
Correct.
Now, in the Pennsylvania real estate sales agreement, that's already language that's in the actual contract for sewer lines to be cambered at the option of the buyer.
Right.
And so just considering that, sewer line replacement can range from $5,000 to $50,000. And we're asking for homeowners to take on that burden to repair a sewer line they may not have even been around when it was originally installed.
Mhm.
And we know that in the Churchill Borough area, there's a number of issues that have surfaced with our sanitary sewer line system.
Right.
And so I just would like for you to consider what type of burden you may be putting on homeowners when they're trying to sell their property.
Understood. I think that's a good point, and we can certainly discuss it more offline if you're interested. What I'd summarize is the issue becomes that there's problems under there that the new homeowner may not know about, especially if it's not forced in a competitive market. People will just buy without knowing that, or they may not be educated on that. Some realtors probably do a really good job, others not so much. And there is a bunch of addition or adjoining municipalities where they have made that a requirement because it protects the sewer system by making sure that those pipes are good. So we're not getting water from storms into our sewer system. So it goes, to a bigger environmental issue of Three Rivers wet weather where, we have these overflows from Alcosan. Well, if there's heavy rains and all the pipes from your house to the street have holes in them, that rain leaches in, it gets down it gets into the river. So becomes part of a kind of a cascading problem. Certainly I can understand, for individual homeowners, but we'll consider that.
Yeah, and I would just suggest, right, that it's taken into consideration in the committee so that when it comes out,
Right.
we can have the larger body discussion. And it's a good space. Good comment.
Thank you.
Anything else on committees?
Communication committee, we have our website launch this month, right?
Woo.
Next
Man.
Yeah, May 10th. I wasn't sure about the date. May 10th.
Look at
So
us,
that
owls
is,
and websites.
yeah, getting all fancy here.
Little videos.
I know, I saw you,
I saw
I
it,
did
yeah.
see his video. I loved it.
Yeah.
Hey, one take too.
Yeah, one take. Look at that, a professional
Yeah.
over here.
I was particularly pleased when you said I have one question. And I said, what was that? Yes. What do you think of talking about? I'm sorry. But hey, it's tough times. But no, I saw the video.
Yeah.
Pleasantly like, hey,
We're gonna be doing more things like that.
That's
Love it,
awesome.
love it, love it.
All
Loved it.
all of you are welcome.
Great.
We can do this, right?
Yes, we can do this.
this is hard
Even
enough.
more often.
Let me tell you right now.
Coffees and croissants, sit down and chat.
Coffees and croissant with
Croissants.
Mayor Paul. So that is exciting. We also have Savvy Citizen has been wonderful. We've had
Yes, it
lots of
has.
signups.
Mhm.
Do you know how many we have by any chance?
Almost 900 exactly.
Wow. 900.
Swift Reach, and I'm gonna probably cancel this week, so they have their days. and
Nice.
get built again.
Perfect. So that is a lot more than we had for Swift Reach, because if I was correct, Swift Reach was around 400 or
Mhm,
three
that's correct.
something.
Yeah.
So we're definitely double that amount. So that is awesome. So if you have not signed up for it, please do so. It's very easy on the website or the app, Savvy Citizen.
And so much better.
And so much better. It's great. It's great. We discussed the summer newsletter and discussed different topics which are on the report. And we also talked about social media policy, having that conversation. So that has been started.
Yeah. Any other reports, Mr. Mayor? Anything you want to?
Yes, I do have a couple items. I talked with the chief the other day, we want to replace that fifth car.
Mhm.
So we're trying to get, they were trying to get an all-electric car. Right now, can't find one.
You can't get an all-electric police car.
So
I can
that's,
tell you that right now.
No, hybrid. It was
Hybrid.
hybrid.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
hybrid, yeah.
Hybrid.
So
Hybrid,
he
okay.
did get one in, was in the other day. He was supposed to have driven around on Thursday. I haven't gotten a report back from him yet. It's like, what do you think? But
Mhm.
from the feeling I got, he's gonna go with it.
Okay,
So,
It was
That'll
very
go.
hard to find a hybrid.
yeah.
yeah.
So
Hybrids are hard, electrics are impossible.
Yeah.
it's an eco boost, that's what.
Yeah,
it's called,
hybrid
EcoBoost,
EcoBoost.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I'm not done yet.
I got a whole
You
list.
got a full 6 minutes. Take your
Well,
time.
wait, the Eco Boost is not a hybrid, right? No, the Eco Boost is just a regular gasoline engine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The hybrid they could not find. So then he tried the EcoBoost.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Electric to hybrid to EcoBoost. We're getting there.
Getting there.
And these are just some other things where, residents call me, things, they check in with me about some things. One of them was litter signs, so we can get some more litter signs around the borough to remind residents littering was no good. So, but anyway, that was one thing. You did talk about the female locker. I did read that, the estimate on it was, I was quite shocked when I saw that
We
figure.
got a lot of work. a lot of
Like,
discussion.
Me
price of a
too.
house. That was the price of a house. Oh, that's a lot of money.
Way too
but anyway,
much.
go on.
Find me a house I can buy for that price and I'll be on there in a heartbeat. In this day and age,
Well, I can find you one.
no, you can't.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, for
We'll
what,
talk offline.
for what it was, I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. Anyway, we got that, the police department is increasing their patrols in the Black Ridge area to get, people running the stop signs, speeding through their area. Also, when they get a little bit more time, targeting the 1400 block of Beulah, Thornbury and Greensburg Pike. And that's all I had. One of the other things was to mention to council is I attended the Rotary for Penn Hills. There was a recognition for their 75th anniversary. Churchill Wilkins Rotary just had their 50th anniversary. Really can step right on and give them a nice big pat on the back. But somewhere down the line, we could think we can work something in council to have a little bit of recognition for the Churchill Wilkins Rotary. And I know I've sent out more than one time, and feel probably tired of receiving the invitation to the golf outing on May 31st. And if you don't golf, it's a Italian buffet.
I'd like to mention again that our mayor was honored by the Churchill Wilkins Rotary, and this is a big deal. And I just want to congratulate him again for being the fabulous citizen that he is.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Wait, let me check.
You got a full 3 minutes or maybe 4. So I'm like, I'm easy now.
No, I'm good.
All right, we've covered 13. That moves us in there. Any other comments, issues, new business for discussion?
I have a quick question for the finance committee. I seem to recall reading in the audit report that there was some missing information we needed to look at adding for next year. Did you guys discuss that at all? Was it something about assets and how we have to state them?
Yeah, we haven't discussed that yet. I'll put it on the agenda, Alex, for next meeting.
Okay, I was thinking infrastructure, if we need to like get, assessments of our buildings or whatever, we can help with that lift.
It's a big subject of how you do government accounting and CFOA standards and, yeah.
Open up that can of worms, are we? Yes, sir.
She wondered about number 8. I wanted to give it number 8.
That was covered, as I said, under government and management in our committee report.
Yeah, it's in the report you have. We're a few meetings away at least, so
Yeah.
say from.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, we've got some work to do in that space. Anything else on the agenda?
I have a lengthy legal report I'll be giving right now.
And I have many questions about it.
Many
Uh-huh.
questions. You take your time.
Yeah.
Unless you want the VP to take over, I'd suggest that you make it brief.
I rescind my legal report offer.
There you go.
Okay.
It's glad to have everybody back. Glad to see all the faces. And unfortunately
Sorry I had to
today,
miss you tonight. I'll catch you next week.
I know we miss you.
Hey, we have to thank Alex for getting all this set up.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Like, woo.
Give them that around.
And Michelle have done some amazing.
And the new
things.
And Ralph and Michelle.
Praise the owl.
Yeah.
All bow down to the all-seeing owl.
It is a better space, right?
Literally.
It's not a
Yeah,
better
you gotta
space.
watch what we say.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. That being the case, any other comment of the day? Hearing none, game, set, match, must we adjourn?
So moved.
Second
Have a
on-
lovely
Second.
evening, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
All right.